Would you like to add some fun, grab more attention, and retain more content in your sales and training meetings? I can help. Just stay tuned after this episode to find out how.
Welcome to the 10-Minute Car Sales Talk Podcast, where it's all about life in the car business. Telling you like it is, here's the man with the plan, Terry Cameron.
Welcome back to another episode of the 10-Minute Car Sales Talk Podcast. I'm Terry Cameron. Today we're going to talk about some things that kind of fell to the wayside, at least from me, until just recently when I heard and witnessed a few things happening in my showroom. And it's the acronym LAST, L-A-S-T. I heard this first in a training course with Joe Verdi, and it made a lot of sense then, and it still makes a lot of sense now. Have you ever heard the phrase, you're judged by the company you keep? Well, I need you to think about that when a customer sees or hears something crude going on at your dealership, on the showroom floor, inside an office, maybe even in the finance office. They are not judging the person that they are hearing or seeing this from. They are judging your dealership. So that hurts everybody that's associated with your company. So this last week, I heard salespeople just, barely off into the distance talking about something crude. Luckily, we had a customer that heard it. Now, we're not lucky that they heard it, but we're lucky that they had a sense of humor and they were not set off over these comments. But it bothered me to think that, wonder who else could have heard that and been upset and walked out. What if they were sitting with another salesperson and they heard those comments and they walked out? That's going to cost somebody some money, and it's going to cost us all some business. And then a couple of days later, I witnessed a salesperson flipping the bird to another employee. I don't want to say luckily again, but the customer that was on the showroom witnessed this, and they thought it was funny. But what about the customer that didn't think it was funny, that we don't know about? This is just not the way to act at a dealership. So let's talk about this acronym LAST. Look, act, sound, and think like a professional. So I look across the showroom. I even go to stores and I look at how some of the employees are dressed there. And it's amazing that nobody addresses this. But their shirts are dirty, their jackets are dirty, their shoes are dirty, their hair's a mess. They look like they just woke up, and some of them smell like they just left the bar. Man, customers can see that. And it shines. I mean, it shines bright. It shines brighter than if you looked sharp. So you guys have to look good. Think about it. Before you walk out the door, look in a mirror. Do you look like somebody you want to do business with? If not, turn your ass around, go back in, and change your clothes. Iron your pants, brush your teeth, wash your face. Do whatever you need to do. But when you're walking out that door, you're walking out looking like a pro. And you know what happens when you look like a pro? You feel like a pro. Now let's go to act. I think we just covered a little bit about that, but you need to act like a pro. Your dentist doesn't joke around and shoot rude, crude remarks and flip the bird at other people in their office. So why should you? You're a professional. Think about where you're at. Act like a pro. Act like somebody you want to do business with. And then sound like a pro. Get rid of the slang. I mean, I hear this on a daily basis. Okay, we're going to write you up. We're going to fill out the credit app. We're going to run your credit. You're going to go to the box and see our finance manager. I mean, that stuff, it just sounds bad. Why can't we tell them, hey, we're going to collect some information from you. We're going to let our business manager take a look at it. Based upon the information they come up with, they're going to decide on which bank that we're going to use that's going to benefit you the most. And then we're going to get you into the business manager's office, and they're going to finalize all the paperwork. I mean, that may not be perfect, but it sounds a lot better than going to write you up, fill out the app, run your credit, and get you in the box. And then you have to think like a pro. And you start this as soon as you wake up in the morning. You have to get that mindset that you are a pro. I always say you need to listen, read, or watch something positive for 20 minutes every morning before you get your day started. It gets your mind pointed in the right direction. It gets your blood flowing. It gets you in the mindset of a professional. Not to mention, it sends a statement to everybody else that you work with. If you look, act, sound, and think like a pro, and then you're selling cars because of it, maybe that'll wash off on some of your fellow employees. I want you to think about this and think about how you would like somebody to be treating you, how you would like a professional salesperson to dress, how you would like a professional salesperson to talk if you were the customer. Remember, you're judged by the company you keep. Keep your other employees straight, and it's going to help the entire dealership. Look, act, sound, and think like a pro. Guys, I want to remind you real quick to hop on over to YouTube, search for Terry Cameron, 10-Minute Car Sales Talk, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. So remember, the sky's the limit. I'll see you next week.
Thanks for listening to this week's podcast. Please rate it on iTunes and visit the 10minutesalestalk.com website to send an email. We appreciate your valuable feedback, and don't forget to share the show with a friend.
Trainers, managers, and teachers, are you looking for a way to add fun to your training while keeping 100% of the focus of your class? I can help you because I discovered a tool that is attention magic. I've been using this tool for over 7 years and it's always a hit. I'm talking about Game Show Presenter Gold software. The amazing thing is that it makes it fun for people to pay attention, and people do pay attention to something that's challenging, competitive, and fun. Here's how it works. Game Show Presenter is a multimedia template. You just choose one of the built-in game show formats, then customize it with questions and answers about your topic, and your game is ready to play. The software handles the music, graphics, and scorekeeping. Game Show Presenter works with almost any audience, but for training salespeople, it's a blast because their competitive nature kicks in and they get a chance to show what they know and sometimes embarrass themselves a bit for what they don't know. Either way, the game makes for a memorable experience. I have a link to the Game Show Presenter software on my website, so come check it out. I've arranged for my listeners to get a 10% discount off the $99 one-time price. So be sure to use the buy link on my page, 10minutesalestalk.com. Game Show Presenter Gold. It'll transform your next training session like magic.